Well, Shedeur, which quarterbacks are you talking about? Because there's some bad quarterback play out there, but the dude who can't beat Dylan Gabriel out for a job and can't beat Joe Flacco out for a job certainly can't lay claim to being better than any other quarterback in the league.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
That's a lot for a closer. 10. You're not a closer anymore if you blow 10 games. I mean, my goodness. That's
he's mentally broken too. Like, it's to the point where, like, Dodger fans aren't even mad at him; they're more mad at the Dodgers for putting him out there.
Putting him in,
right? It's more so.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, guys, like, he's done.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Major League Baseball has decided it is time to put balls and strikes not just in the hands of the umpires, but also the robot umpires, as they say. The ABS system is now officially in place starting next season. Now, keep in mind, they're not just throwing this out there. They have used this at the Arizona Fall League, and they've also used it at different levels of the minor leagues as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Everything changed at that point. They went and got Jonquel Jones, and they really had that triple threat monster team. That second year they lost in the WNBA Finals, 3-1 against the Las Vegas Aces. Year 3, they finally get over the top hump. And you can question whether they should have won the title with that foul call late in Game 5 that sent Breanna Stewart to the foul line.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It is in-game live game day on a marvelous Monday evening. Scott Wetzel and Gabriel Morency for the next 3.5 hours or so, depending on how long the football game lasts. We'll take you right to the last snap. Looking and wagering on the world of sports. And boy, what a great night this is. World Series game number 3. We got a pretty good Monday Night Football game with Patrick Mahomes involved. We got 11 NBA games that are going to be going on tonight. And then we got a couple of hockey games as well. We can put a couple of shekels on. So should be a lot of fun over the next 3.5 hours or so. First up, though, before we get to it all, game time. My partner in crime, Mr. Gabe Morency. What's betting you up tonight, Gabe?
What's betting me off is I don't have my Equinox glasses. It's like a solar eclipse, right? It's an Equinox tonight, they call it, Scott, right? When all the leagues are in action at the same time. So the worlds have officially collided. Yet, I don't know. I'm going to assign you, Scott, the football game tonight, all right? Is that all right?
Okay. Sounds good. I got to figure that. I got to figure that.
Come on. Commanders, Chiefs, Dodgers, Blue Jays, game 3, pivotal game 3. Let's be real, what I've got my eye on tonight. But not that I didn't do a crossover pick, and I'll share it during our pickoff, Scott. But, you know, obviously we got a little bit of something, everything. Raptors taking on Wembanyama, too, in a couple of minutes. We got a full slate of NBA tonight. But, come on, it's the World Series tonight, Wetzel.
Yeah, we got to give it where it's due. You know, listen, this should have been played a month ago, but it is still the World Series, right? So yeah, I always like to elevate those teams, whether you got a dog in a fight or not, and give credit to where baseball is. So it's the World Series. So that leaves us with the opening pickoff, and I'm gonna go right to it. You know, you're the Dodger fan, so take it for that. For me, not being a Dodger fan, I just think the Dodgers, you know, and been on them the whole time, Gabe. And I'm gonna go down the well one more time, anti-Max Scherzer, which we'll get into a little bit more here in a second. But the bottom line is, give me the Dodgers tonight minus the 205 against Toronto. I am not even going to fool around with it. It's the World Series. I'm not going to fool around with laying a run and a half or any of that other stuff. Give me the Dodgers minus the 205.
You know, I'm going to fool around a little bit, Scott, but I should note, it should be noted that I played a Vancouver Whitecap LA Dodger parlay. I went to the Whitecap game last night. They won 3-0 playoff game. So and you know what? The Whitecap, Scott, like I told you, like they're really good, right? So the market's onto them, bro. They were minus 275 favorites. Soccer teams are never minus 275 favorites. Like, I was like, I got to lay juice to win by 2 goals. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. All right, I'm going to the game. I'm going to do with it. So I parlayed the Whitecaps with the Packers last night, and I won. And I parlayed the Whitecaps with the Dodgers tonight, knowing, well, you're going to play the Dodgers tomorrow, so you might as well get a head start on it. So I've got a head start on the Dodgers on the money line, but I'm going to play them 1.5. We really haven't seen a close game yet, right? Will there be that close game? And kind of like your angle, Scott, I don't really trust Max Scherzer. I did trust him. Nobody trusted him against Seattle. I did. I thought, you know what? He'll be able to give him 3-4 innings. You remember I bet the over strikeout prop
you did.
With him.
Yeah.
But this isn't the Mariners. This is the Dodgers. I'm not sure I trust Scherzer as much as I do last time.
Yeah. Football for me for the next one. This is a tough one because it's a strange line in that it's 10.5, and you got a backup quarterback. You got one of the worst defenses in the NFL in Kansas City. So I didn't want to do that. My safest out was over 30.5 points, Kansas City. They've scored 28 or more, which I understand is not 30, but it shows you that their offense is clicking. Rashee Rice, second game against one of the worst defenses. A Kansas City at home, to me, is going to get 31 points. Whether they cover the spread or not, I don't know. Give me KC over 30.5 team points.
Interesting. Man, it's a lot of points, high team total there. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to curse this, but I don't see how the Commanders win this game tonight. The Chiefs are starting to cruise right now. The Chiefs have the Buffalo Bills upcoming next. They know they need to nail down another. They got to keep on racking up the wins, right? I mean, yeah, the Chiefs are better right now, but they dug themselves a little bit of a hole. So they've still got work to do. The Chiefs don't really let down or look ahead and stuff like that. They're the Kansas City Chiefs. No Jaden Daniels tonight. So I'm going to play a Dodgers to win the game. So if you guys aren't interested in laying a 1.5 in the baseball game, Dodgers to win the game, Kansas City Chiefs to win the game, -141, Scott. I would like better odds. It's not terrible. It kind of is what I thought it was good. I thought it would be like -130 or something like that. But so 141. KC just need to win a football game, and the Dodgers need to win a baseball game, -141 parlay.
All right. How about Kareem Hunt over 18.5 yards rushing? You may say, boy, that's a monster low number, right? It is. He's got some ankle and knee injuries. Missed practice on Thursday, Gabe, but he's playing. It's the NFL. They got a couple of guys that are hurt, and when Andy Reid was asked about him, he just kind of poo-pooed, like, yeah, he'll be out there. Don't worry about it. So with Checo splitting the carries with him for the most part, he always gets the carries in the red zone. You know that. He's good for 19 yards against a Washington defense that isn't any good. So over Hunt, 18.5 yards rushing for KC.
All right. You know what? I'm going to get a piece of Hunt to score a touchdown. I'll share that later. But as far as the baseball game is concerned, one of the hottest Toronto Blue Jays, I don't know if the hottest, but because it's weird. You look at his numbers, and they're not great, his numbers, but he comes up with big hits, and that's George Springer. So I'm going to go over 1.5 total bases for George Springer tonight. I've been pretty Dodger dominant with all my props, Scott. I figured I'd throw a bone. I'd throw a bone to the Blue Jay backers and fans. Can I say anything nice about the Blue Jays? Listen, I like the Blue Jays, but yeah, give me Springer, though, over 1.5. The fact that we're getting +115, I don't think is a bad bet, right? For a guy as hot as he is, he's coming up with these big hits. So +115, Springer over 1.5 total bases.
All right. I'll keep things fair. Get the NBA involved tonight in our opening pickoff. Give me over. I know this has got sucker written all over it. It does. I get it. And every once in a while, you know that going in. You just do. But that's the world of gambling. You can't help yourself but do it anyway. So give me over 224.5 Brooklyn and the Houston Rockets. Brooklyn played yesterday. Game went under. The previous two games went way over. They've had 225 in all three of their games. Even yesterday when they had 225 against the San Antonio Spurs, which went under. I got to see the Brooklyn Nets, who easily put 130 points and give up 140 every single night, go back-to-back under. So over 224.5 Brooklyn and San Antonio.
All right, I'm going to wrap it up. My pick-off, at least, because I got more picks, but I'll go with Mookie Betts over 1.5 total bases tonight. Mookie Betts over 1.5 total bases. He has hit Scherzer before in the past. And Max Muncy, guys, they keep on giving Max Muncy 0.5 total bases, Scott, which, wow. Okay, the first game it was -125. The last game it was -115. He's gone over 0.5 total. Like, he's gotten a hit or not more. In fact, he had like 4 total bases in the first game. It's -145 tonight. 0.5. As long as they're not going to make it 1.5, I'm going to keep on betting it that I just got to get a single from Muncy. So give me the over 0.5 for Max Muncy.
All right. I got a few other baseball ones. Those are the opening pickoffs. Here's some fun for baseball, Gabe. I'm going to go all in on Ohtani tonight. Give me Ohtani at 500-1 to hit the cycle. Just
Wow.
put $5 on it. Put $1 on it for good. You're going to hit $500, right? Give me. I just got this sense. Give me Ohtani to hit for the cycle. I'm going to have Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, and Muncy all to have 4 hits, runs, RBIs combined. Put them in a 2-player parlay. So we're going to use those 4, the big 4 for the Dodgers, put them in a 2-player parlay. Every time it hits, if it does, it's going to pay about 12-1 on each one. So if I get 2 out of the 4, you're going to win money. That's the bottom line. Now, 4 hits, runs, a home run is 3 right there, right? Because you got a hit, you got a run, you got an RBI. So it's not that difficult to get to 4, believe it or not. So give me those 4. And then the last one, Dodgers to score 9 runs or more at 6-1. I think this has got like 9-4, 9-3, 10-3 written all over it. Again, all in on against Max Scherzer tonight.
You know what? I hope I could kind of see there being some runs tonight. I think the Dodgers are going to hit Max Scherzer. I've got a bonus. Let's throw a basketball pick in here before we go to break, Scott. My Toronto Raptors. The Raptors are supposed to be, the Raptors are going to be really good defensively. Better watch out for the Raptors defensively. All right, I guess so, if that means giving up like 140 points a game. They don't play defense. They're not playing defense. Their games are track meets. Well, last night it was 139-129, right? Tonight we got a 232.5 on the board with the Spurs. Let's go over the number with the Spurs and the Raptors.
All right, should be a great night. We got baskets, we got hockey, we got NFL, we got it all. Baseball as well right here on the grid.
Well, the best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvell Reese and his literally like 5 words about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Unlimited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kruk and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they're all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Cignetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Cignetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of your play. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid on a marvelous Monday. Whole lot of fun, including baseball, little baskets, little football, obviously, and a little NHL. So just to go over the baseball props again, a little confusing, but not really. Ohtani to hit for a cycle. That's a nice little 500-1. We'll have some fun with that. Like I said, you put $5 on it, you put a dollar on it. What's the difference, right? You're gonna hit big 500. Maybe just the triple is the key. Then we're gonna use Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, and Muncy, the big four for the Dodgers, top of their order. I think they're going to have a breakout game. I'm hoping they do. All four to get 4 hits, runs, and RBIs combined. Again, you hit a home run, there's 3 right there. So all we need are 2. You're going to put them in a 2-player parlay. So you don't need all 4. It's not one parlay. It's Ohtani and Betts parlay, Ohtani and Freeman parlay, Ohtani and Muncy parlay, Betts and Freeman. It's a round-robin 2-player parlay. And then the Dodgers have scored 9 runs. I think the win, lose, or draw this series, I'd be surprised if they didn't have one explosive outing game where they just put everything together. And again, we're going against the Max Scherzer thinking. And then with 2 games after today, don't remember, no off day, maybe, just maybe, if they put 2, 3, 4 runs together early against Scherzer, they say, hey, listen, you got to take one for the team. We're not going to use up our bullpen in a 7-1 game. So I think they scored 9 tonight, and it's 6-1 on the FanDuel. Again, little flyer. Have some fun.
It's a lot of runs. You need a lot of points for the Chiefs and a lot of runs for the Dodgers. For the record, the Dodgers go get the Blue Jays to go down 1-2-3. And we were talking about the Sports Equinox, Scott. There's actually MLS playoff games going on tonight as well because the MLS is whacked. If there's a league that has a stupider schedule than the WNBA, it's the MLS. Like they might have the same commissioner. Like they really do stupid. No, I'm a big MLS guy, but they do like, are you kidding me type of things? Like, right. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? This really doesn't make any sense, like what they're doing, but everybody thinks it. It's not like just sort of a few people. Like everybody's always like, why are you doing this? But tonight they have 2 playoff games. Tonight in the MLS, like head-to-head with the World Series. So it is what it is. No, I get it. They're totally different world, Scott, and the soccer fan, you know what I mean? It's a different world.
That's what they'll probably tell you. That's what they'll probably tell you. But
it's a sports fan.
It's a sports fan.
It's sports. Yeah. And it's North American sports, Scott. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's North American sports. So don't tell me it's all, like, different. No, like, why did, like, yesterday they had, like, 3 MLS games. Why not just have, like, 6 of them then? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you had, like, a few on Saturday. MLS are known for Saturday. But anyways, first touchdown score of the game. I'm going to roll the dice, Scott, on Kareem Hunt at 16-1. Pretty good number for – we see it. They don't give Pacheco the ball, like, inside the 5. They might give it to him once, and if he doesn't score, it's like, all right, you're done. And they don't really use him. Like, Hunt is the guy in short yardage. So I got to hope that they don't throw a touchdown pass on the first, like, for the first touchdown. But – if they get it inside the 2 or 3, Scott, I think I got a puncher's chance with Kareem Hunt at 16-1.
Yeah, and they don't really do the push either with Mahomes anymore, so that's not bad. And you're right, we see it week after. I know because I got Pacheco on my fantasy team, and every week I'm getting frustrated because he's
they
sitting
don't
there
get him
between
touchdowns.
the 20s. They take him out of the game. It's amazing. So I got to go.
They give him the ball.
Rice.
You'll see, Scott. Like you saw last week, there was a stretch mid-game where he got the ball like 8 times and 12. You know what I mean? Like. It's not like they bench him or anything like that. Like, they'll give him the ball when they have the lead and they want to kill clock and stuff. But it's pretty clear, Scott, he's not one of their go-to guys when they're thinking about scoring a touchdown. It's like, all right, we're going to, Kelsey's getting open. We got Worthy and, Mahomes could do his little thing. And if they're going to run it, it's going to be Kareem Hunt.
I'm going to go, here's one you can still put in, games underway, just underway, but you can still go Rashee Rice over his receiving yards, 65.5. He had a team-high 7 receptions last week, Gabe. Only 42 yards, I will admit, but they threw it to him a team-high 7 times in his first game back since the suspension. He had 2 touchdowns as well, so they threw it to him in the red zone. Only played 3 quarters as well because it was a blowout against the Raiders. So knowing that, I don't think things are going to change this week. So 65.5 yards, you want to go that route. I prefer yards over receptions rather most times, but I think he gets to 65.5 yards tonight. That's the one.
So,
and the correct
Scott,
score, obviously 27-21. Go ahead.
You want an Ohtani double as part of the cycle. Ohtani doubles on the first pitch.
All right. There you go.
First pitch that he saw, he ripped. It was one of those weird ones. He ripped it. It was like he hit it hard, but it was right down the first baseline. Like it nearly hit the ball boy. The ball boy did a good job of getting out of the way of it, actually. I'd never seen that, Scott. Watch the replay. The ball boy's in right field, bro, like nearly colliding with the Blue Jay. Because the ball's coming at the ball boy, and he has nowhere to go unless he jumps into the stand. So he went into right field, and the Jay passed him into the corner. It was pretty wild. Like, it was one of those happened so fast. Like, Ohtani just ripped it.
Yes.
He's running
the warning track.
Like, hey, he's like, whoa. Like, you know what I mean?
Why is the ball boy all the way down there? Like, the ball boy's usually behind third base a little bit. He was like all the way in the corner, like he was hiding, like he's not supposed to be there, and a ball came down there. That's
I'm
funny.
sure someone's going to have a word with this kid about, hey, yo, I got to see where he was before. Like, was he walking to the chair? He wasn't at his chair yet or something? And it happened so fast? Because, like you said, I've never seen a ball boy in the outfield behind the, like you see, like they go in both directions and it's very chaotic. You don't know when you see that. Put it that way. It's not supposed to happen that way, Scott, as you know.
Yeah. I just think, listen, I could be dead wrong on this stuff, right? But I just think there was so much praise heaped upon Scherzer and his confrontation with the manager and building him up to be the biggest thing in the world. But in reality, he hasn't pitched. And then conversely, Gabe, there's been so much criticism is a harsh word, but so much pointing out about how Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, they're not hitting the ball. They're hitting combined like 230 in the postseason, even though they're in the World Series. And it just kind of like, okay, you want to shove it in these guys' faces? Really? I don't. It's like kind of waking up the sleeping dog on one side and then propping the other guy up so much on the other side that you can't help but think he's going to come back down to earth. I mean, look, the numbers are still there heading into the previous game. He's pitched awful, really, for the month of September. So.
He's a big game guy, though, so he can sort of, fight his way through this stuff. But I get where you're going with you figure there'll be at least one game where the Dodgers bats just sort of go off, right? Right. And is it going to be against Bieber? No, is it going to be against Gossman? Like the Savage kid was pretty good. So I sort of I get where you're going with it. If there's a crooked game where the Dodgers are going to hit the pitcher, it could be it could be Scherzer tonight. Like I said, they got a double, but they got to pop out for one out here. Betts pops out, not deep enough to drive him in. So Freeman is up now.
All right, be ready to come through. In-game live game day just underway here on the grid.
The best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvel Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Unlimited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kruk and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they're all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of your playing. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. So we're in the bottom of the first inning. Baseball, runner on second base for the Dodgers. We'll keep you posted on that. Washington got the ball first in the football game. And down the field they marched, all the way down into the red zone. They got it 1st and 10 at the Kansas City 20-yard line. And then Mariota throws a simple little pass to the wide receiver. 1 yard, no, not even 1 yard. He just turned, threw him the ball, hit him in the shoulder pads, pops up in the air, and it's picked off by Kansas City. A play that every high school in America can complete. And yet somehow or another, we see this game all the time. We were joking in the break about how I've never seen a team that they get a lot of breaks with the officials, let's face it. But I have never seen a team get so many breaks created by the opposition. Guys fumbling the ball when they're not supposed to. Guys
they beat themselves all the time.
Turnovers like that all the time.
Even in the playoffs, Scott.
5-yard play.
In the playoffs,
yeah,
all the time with the playoffs, the Chiefs games. It's always they win. It's always, you know what? But if the other team just didn't do that, they would have won. You can always look back on like 5 things the other team did to cost themselves. Trust me, as a Buffalo Bill fan, I know. We had them. It was 13 seconds left, Scott.
Yeah.
13 seconds left, and we managed to lose. Like, how is that possible? Like, that's the type of thing that's supposed to happen in the 50s and on NFL films. You know, not in the modern era where you see, like, 13, like, come on, 13 seconds, guys, and we can't hang on to the lead. But, yeah, you could also argue, though, good teams create their own breaks, right? You know, it goes both ways. You know, good teams create their own breaks. But, yeah, unbelievable, because it's not Mariota's fault. Because you can say, wow, they don't have Jane Daniels. They just marched the ball down the field. Mariota threw a pass to the guy. The guy, boom. You know, he didn't use his hands. It hit his, it hit his body. That's why they always say use your hands, right? It literally hit his shoulder pad and kind of bounced. And like you said, Scott, that ball could have bounced like a million ways. Of course, it bounced right to a Chief, huh?
Right to a Chief, yeah.
And like a pop fly, too. Nice and simple. Like slow motion, the ball into the air to the guy, like that's 3 feet away from him. You couldn't have given it to him any easier. Like, the Chief player did not make a play. You're right, Scott. Like, the Chiefs defense made zero play on that play. They got burnt. He was open. It would have been a catch for 8 yards. And instead, it's an interception.
Yeah. It's amazing. It is. You could do a highlight reel if someone put the energy together of all, like, ridiculously goofy plays that the Chiefs got. Again, I'm number 1 on the list of the officials look the other way for Kansas City, right? I get that. But, yeah, it's some of this other stuff, too. It's just crazy. Just crazy. So
Scherzer gets out of it. Ohtani leads off with the double, but Scherzer got out of it.
Really?
The top of the Dodgers order has just not delivered, Scott. They really have not.
Yeah.
It's the bottom of the order that gets the lead all the time for them. Like, we got to wait. We'll call right now. Watch the next inning. Muncy and Hernandez and stuff will get something going.
Yeah. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman combined now 4 for, figure it out. We're heading into today. So 5, they got 1 hit today. 5 for 24? 5 for 23. 2 RBIs. That's it. For the postseason heading into tonight, they were batting .239. 34 for 142. You take out the
so they're getting worse.
Ohtani game. Yeah. Betts and Freeman have 1 home run combined, 7 RBIs.
You take out his 3 home run game as well, and the numbers would really kind of be ugly.
Right. So... But that said, it's 1-1, and they got a chance to win the next and get home.
Well, if you're the Blue Jays, though, you're doing your job, right? You've done your job in the sense that, like, what's the number? Everyone, it's not rocket science, but what's the number one thing? All right, when you're playing the Dodgers, like, all right, we can't let these top 3 guys get going, right? Because that's when they murder you. Because the bottom guys are going to do some damage. Like, they'll get their hits, and a few hits here and there. It's the top guys that if the top Dodger guys aren't hitting, you're going to be in a game. Right? I mean, the bottom guys aren't going to put up 5 runs on their own. So, Scott, and all it takes is one of the big 3. And not really, Ohtani had that big game. Freeman does not have a signature game in the playoffs, really. There's no statement, oh, yeah, I remember that game where he went off. Like, Betts had a few early. Betts was good against the Reds. And, Betts set the table a couple of times with doubles and stuff like that. But the big 3 really have not done very much, with the exception of Ohtani and that big home run game.
Yeah. And you take out the Cincinnati series. And
whatever.
Really
and you're hitting home runs when you're winning 11-4, whatever it was, right? It was kind of like, it weren't like, it was cool, but you know what I'm saying. It was a rout game now.
Yeah. All right, so no score. Kansas City has the ball. We had Washington driving, so no score midway through the first. I did put a little prop in. We didn't have a chance to put it out there, which I'm almost happy now. But I had Kansas City scoring in every quarter at -125. Although they still got 7 minutes left to go here, so we'll check some of the
lucky,
props.
And who knows what'll happen, Scott? They'll find a way.
Yeah. They'll fight. Yeah, 7 minutes. It's an eternity for Kansas City. So we'll look at some of the NFL props when we come back in Game Live.
The best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvell Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Unlimited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kruk and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they're all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because who you're playing. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
Wow. Welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Just watching the action.
Something just happened, Scott, here.
Let's see. I got
interception. You just talked about the Chiefs needing. So right after you said they needed to score in the quarter, I said, well, they're the Chiefs. They could. They picked up like a massive play to Worthy. It was like a 50-yard whatever. Like suddenly it was like, they're on the 22-yard line now. Now Mahomes throws an interception in the red zone, like on the 8-yard line or so. Mahomes throws the pick.
Yeah, Washington takes over at their own 8-yard line. Unbelievable.
11.5, 43.5 now.
You've had 2
I didn't
drives,
bet the over.
Go the length of the field. Me neither. I didn't know what you were going to get out of Washington.
Under teaser. I took a Chief under teaser. Little play. I played the Chiefs to win with the Dodgers, but what's going on here with a baseball game here? Dear God, Bo Bichette. That can't happen, bro.
Home run?
That can't happen. Bo Bichette just got picked off first base, bro. But picked off. He was just standing there.
Let me put that game on.
I gotta see the replay of this. Like literally, Bichette got picked off like he was like in nowhere's land. Like he was standing 5 feet off the bag, and the Dodgers were like, this guy's not paying attention. Like I got rewind. Oh, it says rewind not available. What the hell are you talking about? Wait, Fox is so slow, I'll still probably see it on Fox.
Oh, he thought it was ball 4. You know what it was, Gabe? The pitch to the batter was so close. The batter thought it was ball 4. Yeah, so the batter's walking to first base, and the umpire saying,
and Bo starts, okay, here it is, yeah. And Bo starts walking to second, yeah.
Oh,
here it is, yeah. So he's unsure. Varsho's confused. Umpires got to do a better job of I don't know. The umpire called strike. You see it.
He called strike, yeah.
He called strike.
Yeah.
I was about to say the umpire needs to do a better job of letting everybody know what's going on, but no, you saw that, Scott. Umpire called strike.
Yeah.
Varsho assumed. You can't assume.
Yeah. And if Bichette can't assume based on what the batter's doing, he's got to look at the umpire.
Yeah, he looks up and he sees Varsho walking down the line, and he starts walking towards second, and they pick him off.
Wow. That's again, that's
World
like Kansas
Series,
City.
Stuff.
That's the
World
goofy
Series,
stuff
that
happens,
can't
right?
happen. Yeah,
and
you
he
talk
ends up
about
walking game, and he ends up walking. So they could have runners on first and second, nobody out right now.
Now they do. Suddenly they got first and third because Alejandro Kirk actually just got a single. So it's first and third with one out right now. And speaking of the middle of the order, Scott, or back end of the orders and all the order stuff we've been talking about, the Blue Jays sort of mid guys, they're a real load to deal with, man, these guys. I warned everybody coming in. Like, I've talked about it all year. We talk about the Blue Jays, right? Like, nobody knows who Ernie Clement is. You know what I mean? Nobody knows Addison Barger and these guys, but they're good, bro. Like, they're good. Like, Barger had a grand slam in game one.
Wow. All right, it's craziness here. So we got first and third now.
2 turnovers and a pickoff, Scott, in our game so far in these games.
We played 5 minutes.
Two interceptions and a runner off first has got, like, dummied because he thought it was a walk.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that interception prop hits. I sometimes I play it right at the beginning. A lot of times I like to hold off until halftime because you get a much, much better line. But you already would have cashed both tickets if you played the interception over there. And then does anyone offer, does a guy get picked off first base prop? Maybe that'll be next on some of these websites.
Surprised they don't, considering they have a million props.
Yeah,
why don't they come up with it? They, they're always looking for more action. So, we've got first and third. Blue Jays got something going on here in the first, but Glasnow gets Barger to strike out. Nice pitch, high strikeout, swing and miss. Glasnow's up to 25 pitches right now. We are in the top of the second inning. So first and third, 2 out right now. Who's going to break through with this? There's the first run of the ball game.
Bottom of the order up. So who's batting? They got to be number 8 or 9 hitter, right? I would think for Toronto.
Let's see coming up here now. For the Blue Jays, we've got it's Clement, who's only hitting .429 in the playoffs.
Yeah. Welcome to the bottom of the order.
.429. I was talking about Ohtani.
Yeah, I'd rather have the top of the order up, versus the bottom of the order with the Dodgers and with the
team
Blue
should
Jays.
almost do that. Just reverse it. The manager said, "Listen,
they do.
Clement, you're hitting third tonight." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Varsho, you're second.
They usually put it. Things have changed, right? The old day gave the leadoff hitter was a speedster. Your second baseman was the guy bunting him over, batting second. Then you had your cleanup guys, your 3 and 4 and 5 hitters, right? That's generally how. Now they switch. Now you get the power hitter. The Aaron Judges are leading off. You got usually a pretty good hitter batting ninth because they want to be able to protect him with the leadoff hitter, who's now a home run hitter. The lineups over the last 2, 3, 4 years have completely different from what they did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and so on.
100%. Like you said, though, Scott, I mean, you and I growing up, shortstops used to hit 211. There were small, skinny dudes from Venezuela. They hit 211, and you didn't care. It was like, don't worry, man. The guy's a Gold Glover. He scoops up everything. Yeah. He bats 8th. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not your job. Don't worry about it. Like, you know what I mean? Same, it's not you. I guess Ryan Sandberg, second baseman, started hitting home runs, and then
Bobby Rich. Remember Bobby Rich? Bobby Rich used to. He was also one of the early ones.
The infielders that hit home runs. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That sort of started to change the. And now, what is it now? Your shortstop and second baseman. Look, Jimenez is sort of a throwback on the Blue Jays. Defensive guy, even though he's shown some power in the postseason. But it's got the lineups, and also too the. Baseball players don't like being moved, right? They're used to batting in a certain spot in the order, and it throws them off, or they feel insulted. I mean, hell, look at Devers. You know what I'm saying? You mess with Devers so much, and finally he was like, I can't take this anymore. You want me to bat here? You want me to do this? You want me to play third? You want me to play first? Like, he's like, no, Moss, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? And everyone called him selfish, but I'm telling you, Scott, a lot of baseball players might not have been as public about it, but they would have said, listen, you got to stop effing with me. You know what I mean? Right. You can't have me all over the place. It's not, guys, I know it sounds simple, like for the casual, but like Baseball players, they don't want to be out of position. They don't want to look bad. I love what you said, Scott. I thought it was a good point. He should have just went to first and booted a bunch of balls everywhere and just said, all right, I told you. I told you.
Yeah.
And then they would have been like, all right, he tried. Let's put him back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. That's all you have to do.
Just
you only would have taken a couple of games.
Like,
just
not deliberately,
games,
but
right?
just
Right.
not deliberately suck. But you know what I'm saying? Just show them. This isn't me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Fine. You know, don't get mad when a ball gets past me and I don't die for it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah. So, and guys get anal now about even the batting order. You know, the old school was just, I'm a cleanup hitter.
yeah.
Okay, don't bat me third. Don't dare bat me third. Or don't dare bat me fifth. I'm number
well,
4.
think
I'm
about
number
it, Scott.
3,
What
I'm
they did
number
to
2.
this guy. He's your third baseman. He's one of your best players. You bring in a new third baseman. Okay?
Yeah.
So you bring in a new third baseman. Then you tell him, listen, we want you to DH. He says, listen, I'm too young to just become a DH because once you become a DH, everybody forces you to become a DH. And he said, I don't want to just sit in a dugout. I'm not like, I don't want to do this. And then he finally did it, Scott. Okay, I'll do it. I'll DH. He DHs, and then they come back. We want you to play first base now. Right? And then finally he's like, okay, you know, this is just not happening. And you know, Scott, he secretly had a really good year, when it was all said and done. If you look at his numbers, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like 35 home runs, 109 RBIs type thing.
And don't forget, the Red Sox got eliminated by who? The Yankees. And who was the best hitter against the Yankees? Rafi Devers.
You really could have
his
used
numbers were
Devers in that
phenomenal.
series, man.
Oh,
you really could have
absolutely.
used Devers in that series.
Yeah.
It got too hostile. There was no turning back. I think the Red Sox really tried. I think they tried in different ways with him, and it wasn't working. And then the owner even flew to Kansas City that night, if you remember.
Yeah.
John Henry literally the owners never do that. Like, it was getting so bad that they were like, this isn't going anywhere with him. Like, it's not changing. Like, he's not his agent. It's confrontational. It's not going well. So the owner of the Red Sox flew to Kansas City and met Devers in a hotel room, and Devers walked out after like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the owner flew all the way there, and Devers just basically said, I'm not going to tell you anything I already haven't told everybody else. And he basically said, trade me. There we are.
And there was that. And that was the end of that. So, all right, back to the board. Kansas City's got the ball at their own 35. Baseball, no score, bottom 2. Update coming up.
The best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvel Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all of the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Limited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like with Kroc and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they're all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of your play. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game day on the grid. It's turning out to be one of those days, baby. While we were away, obviously something has to happen.
Of course.
That's just the course. It's just the norm around here. So while we were away, no fault of anybody's, mind you, but home run Teoscar Hernandez gave his 5th of the postseason. Dodgers with a 1-0 lead, still batting in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So it's not Ohtani, it's not Betts, it's not Freeman, it's not Muncy, but the list goes on and on with this Dodger team.
I just said it a couple of minutes ago. I should have bet, will they score in this inning? I said, they're going to score in the next inning. These guys, this is what they do. This part of the order, this 6, 7, the 5, you know what I mean? The 6, 7, 8, even 9, has been pretty good for the Dodgers. It's amazing, too, because if you're the Blue Jays, like I said earlier, right? It's like you've stopped the star players, like you have. Ohtani hasn't, Ohtani hasn't done anything damage. Betts really hasn't hurt you. Freeman hasn't done anything. But it's the random other guys. Kike Hernandez has been suddenly struggling, guys. 1 for 15 with 6 strikeouts in his last 16 at-bats. Hernandez up right now.
Wow. It's either Teoscar or Kike. One of the two Hernandez. One of the two always comes through. Always. It's just amazing. So Dodgers back up to, well, not back, but up to 350. Blue Jays plus 255. It's not the worst thing in the world. If you're a Blue Jay guy, that's a pretty fat
they're hitting the ball.
1-0 game. Yeah.
They're getting guys on base. They're not overwhelmed by this. But just a quick thought on Teoscar Hernandez, Scott, because a lot of people, the Dodgers this, the Dodgers that, they buy everything and, blah, 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 blah. Teoscar Hernandez went to free agency this year, Scott. Yeah. He was on the Dodgers last year, all right? And number one, he was a free agent. He was on the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays didn't want to pay him. The Blue Jays wanted to change the culture. They were like, all right, we're gonna throw Teoscar under the bus here. So Teoscar ends up on the Seattle Mariners. He did his thing there. He hits his 30 home runs and whatnot. They didn't keep him, Scott. So he goes to the Dodgers. All right, he's on the Dodgers. He's a 1-year deal type thing, or last year the deal. Hits free agency this year. And he even said, remember, guys, I'm a Dodger fan, so I know this stuff. Last year after the World Series, they said so you're coming back. You can't leave now, Teoscar, as the champagne was flowing, right? And he said, man, he goes, I love it here. I want to be a Dodger. And he's point blank, Scott. He goes, this is a business, and I let my agent handle that stuff. Point blank. I love what he said. He was honest. He goes, I let my agent handle that stuff. I don't get involved. He goes, I told him I want to be a Dodger, but let's see what happens. In other words, I want to see how much money I can make out there, right? Yeah. He went around, Scott. He was a free agent, and it took a little while. I wasn't happy. I was like, I don't want to lose Teoscar Hernandez. Why are we doing this? Just pay the guy. Just pay him. But his agent told him, listen, let's look around and see what we're going to get. He ended up returning to the Dodgers, Scott, on a 4-year deal at $24 million a year. In modern baseball, $24 million. That's nothing.
Okay. That's nothing.
They got him for 85. So I'm just saying, for everyone to crying, you could have signed him. You could have signed him. If you would have given him 30, he would have taken it. He said that he had higher offers, but it wasn't enough to make him leave. You know what I'm saying? I liked how he was honest. If somebody would have said, yeah, here's 35 mil, 40 mil, he would have taken it. No one did. So he ended up getting 24 million, and he got it from the Dodgers. So that's my whole point. I'm just saying, don't cry victim. You could have signed him. Nobody knew who Tommy Edwin was last year. The Cardinals, you know what I mean? He was a guy on the Cardinals, whatever. The Dodgers got him, he became the MVP. Right? It's, there's a lot of players the Dodgers have that other teams could have had as well, Scott.
Yeah. I'm looking, I forgot. He was a Blue Jay for a long time. And I'll tell you what, Gabe, he's
5 years.
He's one of the most underrated players when you really think about him, Teoscar Hernandez, whatever, right? You look at his numbers.
He's very consistent. 25 to 35 home runs, yeah.
Right. 2021, 32 homers, 116 RBIs, then 25 homers, 77 RBIs, 26 homers, 93 RBIs, 33.99 last year, and 25.89 this year, all batting around 260 or so, which I know is not great, but in today's day and age, that guy in the open market, you put anyone's name on it. Alex Bregman, those numbers are more than Alex Bregman.
Yeah. And Bregman wants $40 million a year. Yeah, Bregman wants $40 million a year, $50 million a year. Bregman thinks he's going to get this max, superstar deal. He's not. But as I stated, Scott, so you just mentioned it, 2022. That was his last year with the Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah. Why wouldn't they want to bring him back? You just went over the numbers that he gave them.
Yeah.
You know why? They were too.
75.
The Blue Jays thought that they were too loose and too Dominican. You know what I mean? Like that they were, the clubhouse was very loose, that they weren't winning and the players weren't mad enough. And there was like a culture change that they wanted in the room. Like the Blue Jays have had a lot of that over the years, like where they couldn't find the right mix, where like the team was too loose, the team was too tight, the team got along too well, but they weren't winning, or the team didn't get along. There was always something like with the Jays, like, you know what I mean? They never really just sort of fully, you know, that's why they brought Max Scherzer in sort of, you know, let's bring in some sort of hard ass too, to sort of like keep the room honest a little bit. If you know, if guys start partying too much or start, you know, drifting off, like you got 26 different dudes, right, in a clubhouse. You got to have different personalities and stuff, right? But you sort of want everyone to be on the same page at least. But the Blue Jays, like, you know, weren't on the same page a lot over the years. And for whatever reason, like they were like, well, let's sort of clean house. Wow, another tipped interception tonight.
Wow.
This is unbelievable.
Mahomes again.
Mahomes, second pick of the night, Scott.
Twice now in not red zone here, but in Washington territory anyway, on a 3rd and 4. Man.
This is not coming easy for KC tonight.
No. No score second quarter. Yeah, we're
and
not
you know what?
ignoring the football game. There's just nothing, no scoring going on. I mean,
I just saw the highlight again here. It's almost like a carbon copy. Mahomes just dumped off a little screen puff, just dumped it off to Kelsey, and Kelsey batted it in the air.
I'm telling you, every single week it's Travis Kelce. They got to like stop. Listen, I get it. You know, he's married now.
His mind's not in the game, Scott. It's not.
He's dropping passes, fumbling the ball. It's right in his hands. A little soft, little 5-yard pass, not like a bullet. You got to catch that. Wow.
Or at least not bobble it in the air like a volleyball player.
Yeah.
He did a tip drill. Like he tipped it up in the air somehow instead of catching it.
Yeah. Look at Mahomes' face too afterwards.
I know Mahomes like
the best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvell Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Limited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kruk and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they're all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of who you're playing. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe checking out a little football, a little baseball World Series. We got some NBA, a couple of hockey games. I need one more goal out of the Boston Bruins. FanDuel offered up a goofy little, will every team score 2 goals today at plus 105 odds. I love those things. There's only 2 games. If I got 4 teams, I'll take my chances. I don't care if it's Topeka High versus a Stanley Cup championship team. I'll take my chances. They get 2 goals. So we need one more of the Boston Bruins. Dodgers 1-0 lead over Toronto. They're batting in the bottom of the 3rd inning now, so Glass now maybe settling down a little bit after a rocky 2nd inning anyway. Dodgers minus 430 now, so it's going up even though they haven't scored since the 1-0 lead. It was 350 after they scored. Over-under's down to 6.5. And in the football, here comes Washington. They got a 3rd and 2 game at the Kansas City 29-yard line after Mahomes' 2nd pick. They're still plus 230. Over-under is 36.5. Let's see if we can hold them to a field goal here.
They got the stop, so they did get the stop. I think KC's going to win this football game, but I don't know, for anybody that covered the point spread, they have to be a little bit concerned right now, or at least a little bit more than a little concerned. It ended up closing at 10.5, so it did end up coming down. I played the Chiefs. I parlayed them with the Dodgers, and I played the Chiefs tease to the under. So the Chiefs need to win by 4, minus 3.5 to under 55. I didn't think so. I know you like the over 30 with the Chief team total. I just didn't think. I'm not surprised, Scott, this game is the way it is. Now, listen, I didn't think Mahomes was going to throw 2 picks and the Chiefs would be shut out so far with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Well, they're going for it on 4th and 1. I don't know why, but.
Oh, why?
All right.
Yeah, for the 28. Yeah, but take the field goal.
If you're going to go for it, why throw? They threw a bomb, but why throw a bomb then? Just pick up the first down. I don't just pick up the first down. Wow. I don't understand that.
So they
I guess it's like, let's go for it.
Wow.
I give Campbell credit. They're like, all right, let's be aggressive. But 4th and 1, Scott, they threw it into the end zone from the 30-yard line with Marcus Mariota. Like, that's not a high percentage play, guys.
Yeah, especially with Mariota, There's this stigma, like, we all say it, and I think it bleeds into the coaches that they all think, okay, if this is going to be a close game, we're going to lose because Kansas City, whether it's the officials or whether it's Mahomes, he's going to win. So we can't be kicking field goals and let them be scoring touchdowns. But I wouldn't have.
Yeah, you know what, Scott?
Give me the 3-0 lead. I got the momentum.
Yeah, I'm so sick of this because I've heard this all the time. And there was a game the other night. It was a Lion game a couple of weeks ago where, well, and neither coach really thinks, 3 points is going to mean much in this football game. And I'm like, well, guys, it's 6-3 in the 3rd right now or whatever. So they kind of do. Yeah. Like, you're in a 10-9 game. So I'm like, you all the time. I'm sure, like you said, I'm sure Campbell's thinking, well, what's 3 points anyways against the Chiefs? Like, well, dude, it's better than 0-0. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they're so adverse to taking the 3. It's like, I don't know. Take the 3 now. We're playing well. Maybe we get another play. Next thing we know, we're up 10-0 instead of 7-0. Right. Like, you don't have to be reckless all the time. McVay, like, a lot of them are like that. Oh, I don't care about the 3. It's like, well, yeah, you're going to end up losing by 3. I hope you're happy.
Yeah. Every football game comes down to one score. So who cares if it's 3? Bottom line is you're going to kick yourself later in the game when, like I said,
it's not down easy to move the ball in the Chiefs.
7.
Take the 3 points. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're not going to get a million chances down there. Take the 3 points. Your defense is playing well.
And you had 2 turnovers now, and you got no points for it. That's the other thing.
It's the new thing. New coaches, modern coaches, they hate the field goal. They don't want to take the 3 ever. They're not interested.
I just, you know what? If you're going to go for, like you said, Gabe, okay, but then run a play in which it's not a 50-50 play. You run the 50-50 play on 3rd down. I got to make sure I'm getting the first
rest
down.
of the quarter, too. 10 minutes left. You're in no rush. Just pick up the first down and bleed the clock.
All right.
Instead, you give the ball back to the Chiefs. And eventually, Scott, Mahomes, like, he's going to break through. Yes. He's thrown 2 interceptions. Like, now he's getting mad. You know what I mean? So, they're going to score on this drive now.
Yeah. Looking at Mahomes' numbers, they're locked right now passing. He's only got 37 yards passing. How's my boy Hunt doing? I know he's got at least 5-6 yards because they gave him the ball. Let us see. He's got 5 yards, the 1 carry. So, but Mahomes 5 of 9 for 37, and Mariota's doing well, better than I thought he would. Anyway, 10 of 12 for 94, albeit with the 1
Listen,
pick.
we have a soccer game going off the board here in a minute. Okay. Minnesota's hosting Seattle. I don't know why Seattle are such big favorites on the road against Minnesota here. Minnesota are good. Minnesota are getting plus 220. Let's go the alternate line here, sort of the spread, so to speak. So let's go with Minnesota plus half a goal. So it's minus 130 plus half a goal. If the game is a tie, we win. If they win, we win, etc.
All right, little MLS action. Why not kick it off here?
Yeah, the Equinox.
Well, the best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvel Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Unlimited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kroc and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of who you're playing. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in game live. Look at Ohtani get a little like snooty here with the catcher there for Kirk for Toronto. A little something there. So welcome back in game live. Hour number 2. So 2 down and 2 to go for our Ohtani 500-1 because he just hit a home
Unbelievable.
Run. How about that? Oh, if I hit this, I only got $5 on it, but you know what? I'll take it.
No, that would be a great bet, Scott.
Yeah.
You know what? I can listen. The triple is always the hardest one, right?
Right.
So you've got the double out of the way. You got the home run here, dude. He's going to bat a couple of more times here, still in this game.
Yeah.
We're only in the 3rd inning right now. You know, Scherzer's done a pretty good job in this game for the most part, limiting the damage. He really has. Let's give him credit, but he didn't like the location of that one. I don't know if it was supposed to split, slide, drop. It didn't either. Like, like, you know what I mean, Scott? Like, it just sort of, it was one of those pitches where you see it going in, and Ohtani's probably thinking, all right, what's about to happen with this ball? And nothing changed. It basically arrived at home plate like it just, like, perfect Ohtani level. Like, he just, boom. It was like a free home run for him. So 2-0 Dodgers, and they go to minus 550 right now.
Yeah, and that's 2 home runs. So if you remember when Gabe and I gave some opening series props, one of mine was, will every World Series have 2 home runs or more, like plus 320, 330, something like that. I'll double check, but that's now alive. 3 games down. So,
we gave the complete game. We gave, let's bring Higgs in. Higgs.
You hit that.
You like this, Higgs? I gave 5 props, like World Series props. One of them was, will any pitcher have a complete game? Plus 1,400. Thought it was a great price. We just saw Yamamoto have a complete game in the last series. So Yamamoto cashes it. Scott's got an Ohtani cycle tonight. But I remember, Scott, I gave Ohtani over 2.5 home runs at plus 160 in the World Series, which I thought was a little light. You know what I mean? 2.5. I think they could have made it 3.5. So he's got 2 now. One more home run from Ohtani, and that bet wins at plus 160.
But 160, I mean, like you said, 3.5, you get a little better number than 160. So 160 is fair to 2.5. That was a great call. 14-1, you got to take a shot on somebody throwing a complete game. You never know. Somebody's be like, you know what, let him go. I would have probably took a shot on that. That's not too bad there.
Yeah.
To get it in the second game.
Yeah, and to get it in the second game is even great. Yeah, now you're playing with house money, right?
But like you said, Scott, there was only really a couple of pitchers that could do it. It was Snell or Yamamoto and maybe Gossman, and probably not Goss. So it was really Snell and Yamamoto. That was my angle on it. Because I saw Snell go 8 innings. I saw Yamamoto go 9 already. We all know it was kind of a unique situation as well that the Dodgers bullpen is so bad, they really don't want to take pitchers out unless they brutally have to.
Yeah. So, and they got so much praise for letting them go 8 innings, or the shutout the last time too. So they were telling how Dave Roberts was such a genius there. So, all right, Sean. So what do you got baseball tonight? It's 2-0 now. Dodgers, I'm sure, is 5-1. Let me just double check the numbers here, because Washington's on the verge of scoring, or Kansas City's on the verge of scoring there. We'll get to that in a second. Minus 650 on the Dodgers. 7.5 your total. If you want to lay 2.5 runs, it's minus 112 on FanDuel.
You got me flustered here because I just saw they reversed the call, so now I'm happy. I got Kareem Hunt touchdown. I had Kareem Hunt anytime, and I got
Kareem Hunt first touchdown of the game. Are you telling me they just said no way?
Yes,
I got Kareem Hunt first touchdown of the game. 16-1, Wetzel.
Nice.
All right. The winners here, right? Plus 1,400 and plus 1,600. We called before the game. I said, hey, man, I'm hoping they just sort of get close down there, and you know what I mean? They give it to Hunt.
And I see Pacheco walking out of the game, and I see Hunt running on the field right now. So here you go. That's what they do.
Man, Kareem Hunt's got the best job in the NFL, man. This guy scores 12 touchdowns a year, and they give him the ball. It's on the 2-yard line, Scott. It was a freebie for him again.
Yeah.
Well, at the play before that, they took it away from Rice. Rice ran reverse, and they said, no, he didn't break the plane. So they took it home. They took the touchdown away from Rice, and next play they hand off to Hunt. He's their leading touchdown guy. He's got 4 now out of the backfield.
So
talking about a vulture.
Boom.
I mean, we don't say things just to say things. Him and I was talking earlier. They take Pacheco out and they bring in Hunt in, and he's getting the ball then. So,
I even took him to score an anytime touchdown too, guys. So I hit them both.
Yeah,
pretty nice. I'm just looking now. I'm like, damn, and he was plus 250 to score a touchdown.
Wow,
pretty big numbers, Sean and Scott. You think about that, Wetzel. We talk about anyone who watches the Chiefs. Yeah. He gets balls. You know it, Sean. They don't give it to Pacheco. They don't give it to Pacheco inside the 5-yard line. So to get plus 250, I thought was a pretty big price for Hunt's TD.
I got a $3 on him. I got plus 3.
That's even better. And I got 16-1. 16-1 for the first one.
Nice.
And how's Dan Quinn now going for it on 4th and 1?
Good play call at Kingsbury on the bomb on 4th and 1.
So, all right, let's talk about that. So, I mean, first drive, he gets picked off in the end zone, or not in the end zone, but on a 20 off the guy's helmet. Then you get Holmes gets picked off again. As much as this has been like a low-scoring game, right? We just had our first touchdown about 5 minutes ago. This really could be a change of an eyelash. You could be looking at a 17-10 game, 17-14. I don't mind him going for it there. The teams have been moving the ball.
We don't throw
You're playing Kansas City with a backup quarterback. Freaking go for it. What are you? You're taking 3? I don't know.
Go for it doesn't mean throw a 99.9% chance of a bomb down the field. At least just pick up the first down then. Just get the first down.
Have we seen pass interference calls on those kind of plays?
Yeah, but you don't want to count on that on a 4th goal, 4th and 1.
I don't know. I disagree with that. Like, I'm going to take a shot. Maybe you get a flag, or he catches it, or he misses it. You got, again, this is like taking an underdog. You got 2 of the 3 things that are working in your favor. You got a penalty.
But how many times are you going to complete that pass, Sean? Honestly, if I told you throw that pass 10 straight times, how many times do you think something positive will happen? 3?
4? I'm positive. I'm positive
4?
7?
No.
I don't even mind.
You would see it more often then.
Yeah, I don't mind
I
like
think you
with the
should be
game on the
involved.
line later in the game, but doing it then, it was just sort of like I don't know. It didn't seem like
maybe.
no.
Well,
Like
they
Michigan
saw
got away
Mahomes
with this
do it.
once. Michigan
They saw
did it
Mahomes
like
do it 3 days
40
ago.
years ago. Michigan did it like 40 years ago. Third with Elvis Gerbach, 25, 30 years ago, where it was dramatic. It was like late in the game. It was 4th and 1. They were on like the Notre Dame 30-yard line type of deal, a little far for a field goal, and they bunched up like a QB sneak. They had everybody bunched up, and they threw a bomb to Desmond Howard. Howard like took off. Yeah. See, Scott, exactly. Some sort of creative thing where it's like, they'll never do this. Don't worry about it. But not early in the game. That was just a waste of a good drive for me. Like the Commanders, it was a waste of a good drive.
I thought you were going to talk about Elvis Grayback playing for the Chiefs or the Niners. I didn't know you were going to bring it back to his Michigan days. I thought you were going to make it like, hey, with the Chiefs and.
Well, I said it was a while ago.
Ravens. Yeah. We had a baseball play at home plate. Thrown out at home plate, Freddie
Wow,
Freeman.
the big play for the Dodgers and the Blue Jays here. Exactly. Big play for the Blue Jays to stop the bleeding. Still in the baseball game.
Wow.
2-0.
And
7.5.
I like the run
is the
line
total
here
now.
for your Dodgers. I like the run
What's
line for
that?
the Dodgers here, 1.5. I took them 1.5 there.
What's
for it's
what's
like minus
1.5 now?
102. Oh no, not now. I'm not doing live. I'll sit back and wait for the Dodgers to win the World Series. I said beginning. I thought 1.5 for the Dodgers the entire World Series. They're going to be favored. I mean, look, you saw the big number here at home. They're a big number on the road. They're the better team. I think the Blue Jays bullpen's gonna. That's the problem. That's the problem. Blue Jays bullpen's gonna do something dumb. The Dodgers, as much as you don't like the bullpen, at least you got guys back there who are kind of healthy now, a little rested, clear edge. Again,
They're
tomorrow,
not pitching.
same
Yeah.
thing.
I
do
know
same
this
thing
is
tomorrow.
goofy,
Dodgers run line.
but you know the tag. If you want to really go letter of the law, the tag was well. No, he was out. Never mind. I thought maybe he tagged it a little too high. So, but I talked with Sean Higgs, winnersandwhiners.com. More coming up here on the grid.
Oh, the best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvell Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all of the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Limited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kroc and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they're all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of your playing. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. More smart play calling from the Washington Commanders here. You got a backup quarterback already. I don't know who their backup quarterback is tonight. And you're going to run your quarterback on a little power sweep there. How dopey is that? So welcome back, Scott and Gabe. Talk with Sean Higgs, winnersandwhiners.com. So we got second down, 2-minute warning, fast-moving first half. Boy, what are we at, 9:14? And we're already almost at
Josh
halftime.
Johnson. Josh Johnson
never goes away. He's always
guy who's played on about literally 15 teams.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
like 5 minutes.
No, just for fun. Let's do this. So I'm not just throwing Higgs like my my Elvis Gerbach Michigan reference. You know, this is pretty crazy, but there's a quick just throw out there. Desmond Howard and Elvis Gerbach went to the same high school. And they played their first game together in Michigan type deal. So we're going back a ways here, but here's a little Michigan connection here, guys. You know where Josh Johnson played college football? It wasn't Michigan. No. You know where Josh Johnson played college football?
South Florida?
San Diego. San Diego, but not San Diego State. The Toreros.
No.
The Toreros?
So...
With Harbaugh.
Remember, that was John Harbaugh's first job. John Harbaugh was the coach of San Diego, and then he was the coach of Stanford after. So, Harbaugh started off at San Diego. So this is unbelievable, guys. So Josh Johnson played at San Diego from 2004 to 2007. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, San Francisco 49ers, Sacramento Mountain Lions, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, San Francisco 49ers, Cincinnati Bengals, New York Jets, Indianapolis Colts, Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, New York Giants, Houston Texans, Oakland Raiders. He's old enough that he played in Oakland. San Diego Fleet, Washington Redskins, Detroit Lions, Los Angeles Wildcats, San Francisco 49ers, New York Jets. He's had 3 stints with the Jets and Niners. He's had another stint, Baltimore Ravens. 2021, 2022, Denver Broncos, 2022, San Francisco 49ers, 2023. Man, it's pretty clear Shanahan likes him. Baltimore Ravens, now Washington Commanders present. Dude, like.
Wow.
2008, he's been on 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, the thing is,
he's been on the same team a bunch of times, but so let me just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's wild.
It's 16. It's
21,
16.
22. Yeah, 16 teams in a 21-year span. But he's been on the same team 3 times, like 3 times each, Scott. He's been on the Niners 3 times. He's been on the Ravens 3 times over the last 21 years.
You know what's amazing
he's one
about
of these
that?
guys. It's like, listen, we need a QB,
guy.
Josh Johnson.
Right. He's got to be a good guy. You know, the thing is, the longer you're in the league, the more the minimum is. Like, you could get a first-year,
he's racking up $1 million a year, Scott. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah.
You forget him playing in the NFC Championship game 2 years ago when Purdy got hurt. He came in and played in the championship game.
Yeah. He's the only guy that's like, I played in the XFL 2 years ago. And, like, if he was at a bar, you'd think he's lying, guys, if he told you his story. He'd be like, oh, yeah, I was a starting quarterback in the XFL a couple of years ago. And I played in the NFC Conference Championship game 2 years ago. He'd be like, man, this guy's so full of it. He's just running his mouth. Like, no, it's true. It's true. He's been in the USFL, the XFL. He's been everywhere except, oh, my goodness.
What do we got? I got first and goal Washington at the KC.
Oh, my God. We got a 3-run home run by Alejandro Kirk.
Are you kidding me? They can't get this guy out. You talk about a picture of a non-player. You know, you go into a bar with Alejandro Kirk and say, yeah, this guy's, a World Series player. They'd laugh you out of the bar. And now he's hitting more home runs than anybody else. 3-2 Toronto.
3-2. The ball barely got over the wall. I didn't think it was gone. I was like, man, I think Paul Hess is going to get this. I think Paul Hess can get this at the wall. Nope, we got a 3-2 game just like that. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Son of a.
Yeah.
Guerrero is hugging him like crazy right now.
Glasnow definitely does not have his good stuff.
Glasnow looked like surprised after. Like he's looking like almost like a football player looking for a flag. It's like, bro, there's no flag. There ain't no replay. It's a home run. Like, the ball's like, he was kind of looking around like, hey, can we do anything about this? Like, no, there's nothing we can do, bro. Like, it's a home run. Like, he kind of looked around like, hey, can we do anything? It was like, no. Like, I don't know what you're, like, confused about here. It's a home run.
Yeah. Good job.
I think he might have thought that it was caught or something. I think maybe he thought Paz caught it, but pretty clear he didn't.
Yeah.
It was close.
It was well over. I'm looking at this guy. Look at him. He's 300 pounds. He's 5 foot nothing. He's like Rudy, for goodness sakes. He really is. You would never picture in a million years you walk into a bar with this guy.
Power comes from his ass, Scott. His thighs and his hips. And like, he's the first. This is another thing. We're always fascinated by these records. That's like, wow, I can't believe that's ever happened before. He was the first Mexican ever to hit a home run in the World Series before. When he hit a home run in Toronto in Game 1 there, he became the first Mexican player ever to hit a home run in the World Series. That's pretty crazy to me. Like, really?
Wow.
Not one Mexican guy's ever hit a home run before in the World Series, but no. Right. Yeah, Andrew Kirk. Now Kirk with another one. You'll notice, too, there's Mexican flags. Like, there were Mexicans in Toronto. Yeah. I don't know about here. There's a lot of Mexicans in the stands here tonight, but they're all cheering for the Dodgers. But in Toronto, there was like...
there's Mexicans in the stands cheering for LA.
Yeah. But even in Toronto the other night, there were a bunch of fans with Mexico flags, you know.
Yeah. Any final bets for us here, Sean?
I like Memphis tonight. I got the Grizzle 8.5 tonight. I like Memphis. Looks a little high. I don't know. I'll take a stab. This is my third NBA bet for the year. I haven't really jumped into all the NBA.
Everybody's out tonight in the NBA. Is Ja Morant out? Isn't Ja out?
I didn't think he was out. Well, if he's out, it hasn't changed the line at all.
Almost doesn't matter. You know, the Lakers winning last night. Who even cares? Ottawa pick? What's that mean?
A puck line. That's a puck line play. Puck line.
Oh, okay.
Got to win by 2 goals.
We need the Bruins.
They're winning 3-1. The Senators.
Yeah,
there we go. Come on. Dash that puppy.
That doesn't help us now, though. Thanks, Sean.
The best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvel Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Unlimited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kroc and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because who you're playing. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 2 of our 3.5 hour extravaganza. So we got a 4th down maybe in the Washington-Kansas City game. I got a feeling they're going to come back and say touchdown. Toronto scores again. 4-2 now. Oh, they're setting up for my 9 run for the Dodgers. Sack fly it is. All right, so 4-2
and
Dodgers.
Now Springer's up.
Off. And now
Springer is up now with a runner on second base, but two out. But we talk about it. Scott, once again, this is the bottom of the order. Just did all this.
Yeah.
This is the bottom of the order. You know, and it was Alejandro Kirk, Clement, Barger, etc., all these guys, whatever, that they got it done. Like, one thing to notice here, too, and I was thinking about this during the break, solo home runs, guys. The Blue Jays are hitting like 3-run home runs in this series, if you notice. They had the grand slam with Barger. They just got a 3-run shot. The Dodgers are hitting solo shots, right? The Dodgers need to put together like more than just a solo home run here and there. They need to string together. It really is like individualistic versus a team almost, this. You know, a lot of people broke it down that way. Then a lot of people that don't know the Jays didn't realize how good of a team and like just sort of team-orientated they are. The Dodgers are kind of like, 6-7 superstars, right? And it's different. Like it's not like a rah-rah thing. The Blue Jays are rah-rah. Like they're almost like a football team in the dugout. Like the Dodgers aren't, right? The Dodgers are almost like, all right, like, no, Tony will hit a home run. Well, Freeman will hit a home run. Yeah, but you need to string together something. Like these solo home runs aren't good enough right now. You're losing 4-2.
Yeah. Tommy Edman had a botched double play ball, too, in this inning. They could have had runner on
which
third. Which
normally doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The Dodgers don't make a lot of defensive mistakes.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, that would have been a nice, easy double play. Nobody on, 2 out. And instead it was 1st and 3rd, nobody out. And wow. All right, Washington scores. I don't like this game. And listen, I do have Kansas City, but that's not really why I'm saying this. I've seen this a couple times now. Where the ball will be touching the receiver's hands. And in this case, his foot was on the ground. But they're constituting that as, okay, he has made the catch. When in reality, that's not the catch. When you really catch it is when you're really gripping it, not when it's touching your hands. It's a fine line, but, by the time the receiver really kind of caught the ball, his foot was up. But they said, no, it was touching his hands. His right foot was down. So touchdown, we're tied 7-7. When in reality,
one of my
that not be the case.
One of my biggest complaints, Scott, is what is a catch and what is not a catch now, and why did we complicate things? Right? Like, number one, like the bobble is another thing. I don't care if he bobbled it. The ball didn't hit the ground. So if he didn't bobble, like, in our day, Scott, you know what I mean? Remember, man, like, it was pretty simple. If the ball hit the ground or not. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was very simple. Yeah. It was like, no, it doesn't have any control. No, the ball hit the ground. If the ball hits the ground, it's not a catch. I don't care if he has control or not. But at the same point in time, I don't care if he bobbled it going off the sidelines. How many catches, Scott, do you remember from your childhood of Fred Biletnikoff, like bobbling balls, like catching them like just on the sideline, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even as kids, we all played in the snow and stuff. Was like, don't let the ball hit the ground, no matter what. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could bobble it, but as long as you caught it at the end. Now it's like, oh, the ball moved. Oh, he had control. He didn't have control. There's no set. Like, I don't know what a catch is anymore, Scott. Like, I agree with you. It's not a catch, but in their modern world, it is. Right? They make it up. It's like a play-by-play thing now. There's no set thing in what a catch is anymore.
Yeah, it just changes every single game. And I'm sorry, just because your hands are on the ball doesn't mean it's kind of like a first baseman catching a ball, right? If the ball is in his mid, is that necessarily a catch? Not in my world. Not until he squeezes it is it really a catch.
Yeah, but do you remember this happening? I don't remember like Jerry Rice TVs being broken down. Oh, did he bobble it or not? Or like at the sideline. Like, it's a modern thing, guys. Oh, we got to get it right. We got to get it right. We've overanalyzed it. And it's what's wild is, like, we don't agree with the rule, what the letter of the rule is. How many times, too, Scott, do we say a football game? Well, I don't think that's pass interference, but in the modern rules, I guess it is. Ooh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many, I don't know, the NFL, for a league that is the biggest league in the world and this big just sort of power, and it is, let's call it up what it is, but it's baffling to me that they have so many sort of little flaws that they don't correct.
Yeah. They're just trying to overanalyze everything. You look at that, and it's not a catch. He fell out of bounds, But with this instant replay, it's a gift, but man, it opens up a Pandora's box of nothing but trouble. So Kansas City down to 6.5. They do have the ball. They're starting to drive a little bit at their own 40 with 17 seconds left. Maybe they get a field goal out of this if Mahomes can pull something off. So hour number 2 underway here on the grid. Back to the board when we come back.
The best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvell Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all of the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Unlimited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kroc and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they're all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of your play. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. So a lot going on right here. First up, it's baseball World Series Game 3.
I'm with you, Wetzel. Sorry, I just got to throw this in here. I'm not sure. I don't know, man. Freeman looked kind of safe to me too, Scott. I just saw the replay again. It was like, I guess they got it right. It was the replay and everything. But at first glance, when I saw, because you said at the time, I'm not sure he's out. Yeah. He said, yeah, I guess he is. I just saw it again. I'm like, man, that was freaking close, man. Let's call it it was close.
Yeah. Because I thought the tag was on the plate. So if you go by letter of the law, he kind of, if you hit the beginning of the plate first.
Like the ball was there first, but it looked like his leg kind of slid over the plate. Like as he was, before he got tagged. But whatever, the Dodgers would have replayed it. It is what it is.
Yeah. Get the Dodgers right now, plus 154, down only 4-2, fourth inning, get the entire game. If you're looking for a better number than the -2 and change, you certainly have it right now. So, yeah. Let's bring in Tom Vecchio.
The Dodgers never should have been that big of a top. They never should have. We were talking when the Dodgers were up by 1. They were already up to like -320 and stuff. It was pretty wild. Because they closed at -200. I get it. But I said at the time, I'm pulling for the Dodgers, obviously. But I said at the time, I'm like, man. You said it too, Scott. You're like, wow, that's a pretty big price with the Blue Jays only down a run. This team doesn't go away, man.
Yeah.
Right. So. And I often feel that in the playoffs, specifically baseball or hockey, the lines, they go for what in the regular season, what would be -200. In the playoffs, they're -300 or -250.
They're over dramatized. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. Who'd you like in that one? We'll start with the baseball, so we'll let the halftime lines kind of resonate there with the boys in Vegas there. Just went to half. So let's talk a little baseball. Do you like the Dodgers? You like the Toronto tonight?
I like the over. And I like the over and Tommy Edman for a hit. And coming into this, I said I would say it was borderline imperative that Scherzer got to 6 innings might be a little bit much, but if you get Scherzer to give you 5 innings and only 2 earned runs, I think that'd be a really good spot for the Blue Jays. The fact that they're getting to the Dodgers early, and if the Dodgers back end of the bullpen comes in, I think things look good for the Blue Jays, not just tonight, but moving forward.
10.5 is the total now.
Yeah, would you go that now?
I would play the 10.5. I think we're at, was it 6 and we're in the 4th. We're more than halfway there essentially. And again, if this does continue, we're not going to see the highest leverage relievers if the margin continues to grow. So that's only a benefit for scoring.
And I don't think the Dodgers are done either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Any props that you liked with the baseball, or did you just play it straight?
It was just Tommy Edman for a hit. I used the FanDuel boost to get him up to 137. A lot of people like to look back at the career success he has against Scherzer, which I don't really buy into. But in Game 2, he hit 3 batted balls with exit velocities of 94 miles per hour or higher. None of them went for hits. So he's smoking the ball. He just didn't get any hits. I'll always buy into a player that's locked in, but he's on the bad side of variance, essentially.
Scherzer just mowed them down.
Wow.
We're going to the top of the 5th. Yeah, we're going to the top of the 5th.
That's a big 3 outs, too, right? You always want to respond after the opposing team puts 4 on the board.
Yeah.
Right?
And it was a meek response, Scott. Like, it went fast, too. That was a fast 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little football. Washington and KC tied at 7. Mahomes got 2 interceptions. Mariota subbing for Daniels. He has 1. Washington scores late to tie it. Your thoughts on this one?
Coming into it, I like the under. That was probably my favorite play overall. It's a weird number, 10.5, 11, and kind of jumped around. I saw a flat 10 today, which I wasn't expecting. This morning on the early line with Joe and Donnie, I talked about Mahomes under 274.5 passing yards. I just didn't expect him to need to pass the ball at a super high volume. His in-game prop right now for passing is sitting at 229, so there is theoretically a 50-yard middle for me to take the over on Mahomes. I also liked Isaiah Pacheco over 12.5 rushing attempts. I thought they would give him the ball. They would be relatively in control of this game. And obviously, it's kind of gone, awry at this point. But they do get the ball, and you're only laying 5.5 for the Chiefs right now. So if they do get to come out and score on the other side of halftime, that 5.5 is going to be gone.
I like Krosky Merritt over 11.5 rush attempts. I thought Washington would run the ball tonight. This game's kind of going the way I thought it would. I thought it'd be a lower scoring, just sort of boring game. And I thought Washington would run the ball a lot. So he's got 7 carries in the first. It's 12.5 right now. So you gotta pay, 1 more carry here. What do you think, Tom? Does he get 6 carries in the second half?
I would like to think so, and a part of me is, always going to how teams should try to beat the Chiefs. And it's like, if you just keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, and by running the ball and being effective, just literally don't allow him on the field, that is always a way or a path and avenue to success against the Chiefs. So he's been good so far. I'm not saying he's been amazing, but you get 6 carries, I think he can get there.
Kind of a weird game for Kansas City in that, they have 13 rush attempts, but, you throw out the Patrick Mahomes 3 scrambles, you throw out the Rashee Rice, wide receiver reverse. You only run the ball 9 times and for 70 yards. So they've had success with it. But I'm looking at the Kansas City props. I like the Kareem Hunt numbers to begin with at 18.5. He's got 11 on 3 carries. It's up to 21.5 with 11 yards. We're going to see a gazillion passes out of Mahomes second half, or would you play any of the Kansas City running back props?
I don't mind Kareem Hunt. I think he's a little bit game script dependent where they need to be leading. That's generally when they use him. They use him in short yardage. He's not a passing down back. So if they are ahead and they can come out and score on this first possession to start the second half, he will have a larger role as the game goes on.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else we got here. Pacheco, 17 for 40. I wouldn't touch that. It's always nice to have a team that's leading. Then you go with the team that's trailing quarterback, right? But we don't have that, obviously.
Yeah.
How about Marcus Mariota? Marcus Mariota's got
89
yards
to 55, 155 for Mariota. Who would have thought that? I like that it would be reversed like this. I guess you could argue that Washington be playing from behind, but it's 230.5 now, guys. Mahomes.
230.5. Okay. Because I was going to say Mariota's only 253. It means he needs under 100 yards in the second half to go over his in-game prop. And his prop for this morning was 197. He was under 200.
Yeah. He was under 200. Wild. You're right.
And you got to figure, guys, he can throw for 103 yards here in the second half.
Yeah.
Right. If he's thrown for 155, and it's not like Kansas City hasn't moved the ball, they don't have that many points, but
you figure eventually Scott Washington will be losing in this game too, and he'll have to throw.
Yeah, that too.
Even though I like to carry 6 carries, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I'm going to jump in on the Mariota. We're not asking. We always have different numbers. I got 258.5 for him right now, so he's at 155. So I need 104 yards.
Yeah. I got 253.5 on FanDuel.
Yeah,
wow, it's better
now. Yeah,
it's better. The numbers in game especially can be varied by 2, 3, 4 yards, which is not something you generally see pregame. Maybe a yard or two, but seeing like a 4-yard gap is a lot. It may not seem like a lot, but it is.
Oh, it really is.
You could even go alt on Mahomes or on Mariota. Right? I mean, if he's got 155 in a tie game, you're right, Gabe. And chances are they're going to be trailing somewhere along the line. If you want to push it to, let's see, how about 300?
I promise you, Scott. I promise you there are people out there with multiple books that, it's a small window to middle it, but if FanDuel's dealing at 253.5 and Bet365 has a 259.5 right now, just went up, it's a 6-yard difference. I guarantee you there's somebody out here trying to scalp the middle here of this.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's tough to do because the numbers do move. It was, 253. Scott, you said it went up to 254, but it is possible. Yep. You have to be on your P's and Q's if you are ready to do that. And obviously halftime is the easiest time.
5, 6 books open in front of you. Boom, 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 boom. You got to be ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And those VIGs tend to add up too when you don't end up middling it. But even Mariota, I might go Mariota 275 at plus 188. If you want to alter on Mariota.
It's not a bad price. Bad. It's not too many extra yards for a big, for an extra nice price there.
120 yards in the second half.
Yeah. So for 20 more yards, you're getting almost double your money.
These numbers are sharp, though, guys. We see it all the time on doing these live shows where it comes down, we need the last pass of the game to be a completion.
Yeah. Good job, Tom. Appreciate it, man.
The best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvell Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Limited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kroc and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they're all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of your play. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game day here on the grid. So we got halftime Washington, Kansas City. We're in the fifth inning. Toronto with a runner on first base, one out. Keep you posted on that one. Let's see if I can throw a couple more halftime props here, Gabe, at you. I'm going to go Travis Kelce over 68.5 yards receiving. I didn't, I wouldn't have done that at the beginning of the game, but they're clearly throwing to him. He's got 51. He's their leading receiver. Whatever they're doing, the Rice only has 6 yards. Worthy only has 27. So I don't think that's necessarily going to change. So give me over. I like that one a lot. It's only 19 more yards than what he has now. He's got 51.
I like where you're going with this. And we were talking about Kelce. He's not the same player as we know. I mean, that's not a hot take, but his props are pretty low now. Like, it was in the mid-40s, his reception, his yardage for the game. He's already gone over his number. And this is like he's gone over in every game except one now, I think. They get the ball to start the second half here. We just kicked off, actually, and they got not a bad return out to about the 35-yard line or so. So the Chiefs are starting off here. See, I don't dislike that play, actually. I played it from a Washington perspective. I got in on Mariota over 258.5. And I took the merit to have six carries in the second half here.
All right. So I got Kelce
on the returns.
Mariota. Okay.
Yeah, so Kelce, I like your Kelce pick. I'm going to get in on it. I like good eye. I'm going to get in on it. I wish I was going to get in on it earlier, actually. Now you bring it up. I'm like, yeah, I'll get in on it. I need 19 yards for my number. I got 69.5 here. Yeah.
FanDuel just bumped it up to 70.5, but I got it at 69.5. So, for whatever reason, it's a kind of a weird game. It's 7-7. They moved the ball both teams, and it's only 7 for Kansas City because you got 2 Mahomes turnovers that have killed them.
2 red zone turnovers in this game.
Yeah. But then you look at his numbers, Gabe, he's only, got 89 yards passing, and they've run for 70 yards, but 31 of that is a scramble, so they really only have about 40 yards rushing. But every time I turn around, they're in the red zone, or at least in Washington territory, but the stats aren't there. Very, very weird. Stats are on the other side with Kansas City, or with Washington.
I just took Smith-Schuster to have 1 catch. So it's over 1.5. He's got 1 catch. Right. I like those, Scott, where it's just like, all right, give me 1 catch. You know what I mean? 2 yards, 1 yard, lose 5 yards on it. I don't care. Just give me a catch. Give me a catch. I think we can get a catch out of Schuster. So I jumped in on Schuster as well. And I jumped on your Kelce play.
Yeah, that's not bad. You know why? Because a lot of times, before the game, okay, we're going to get Schuster the ball 2 or 3 times. And then they look at halftime and they realize, oh, gee, we only got him the ball 1 time. We were hoping to get him 4 or 5. So they make a point. They throw one of those stupid little screen passes, if anything else.
There'll be a point. Yeah, there'll be a point at some time where he's the open guy. Mahomes will be scrambling out there. And, hey, there's Juju. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Usually, like you said, he usually gets like 3 catches a game. Right, like he steps up usually with a big first down every now and then. So I figured it was worth it. For the record, he's got 5 yards and the prop is 9.5. I was gonna say, who's that to? Oh, is that to our boy? Oh, it's a flag, anyways. I thought it was Kelce, but it was the other. I think it was Gray, the other tight end. I think the flag's on Washington though, because Lattimore looks upset, and the Dodgers get out of it. The Dodgers get out of it, so we're going to the bottom of the 5th inning.
No, they're making a pitching change.
Oh, sorry. They just took Glasnow out. They didn't get out of it. Oh, no, there's 2 out. Yeah. They took Glasnow out. Oh, dear God. Dear God. Who are they putting in?
I don't know. 43.
That's always...
Goofy guy with glasses. Is that...
is it Banda?
Looked like he was a lefty. It looked like...
it's going to be...
I think it's going to
be Banda.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he only has to face 1 batter. There's 2 outs, but
you got Banda coming in.
Yeah. So you got the 6th,
but now
7th,
this means
8th, and
6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. We got 4 innings
of the bullpen.
Wow, man, this is the World Series. If you're the Dodgers, like I don't know who's available or what you could do here as far as starters. You put Emmett Sheehan's pretty good, but you put Emmett Sheehan in a bad spot the other day. Emmett Sheehan's coming in, the bases are loaded and stuff. Like he's not a closer guy, so like. And he ended up getting lit up, so I don't know where his confidence level is here. Banda's the best they got right now, Scott, without Vesia. Banda was really good last year. He's been kind of, he's been okay this year. 3.18, 1.22 whip, not great, but he's been okay. That's why they're going to him right now. They trust him, but a lot of baseball left, Scott. This is not ideal for the Dodgers. The Blue Jays this was the breakdown that everybody had coming into the series, right? Can the Blue Jays get to the Dodger starters and get to the Blue Jay bullpen? Can the Blue Jays get to their bullpen? Tonight they have. Look, it's the 5th inning, and they got the bullpen in, so this is definitely advantage Jays. And you're a history guy, Scott. It's, you know, if the Blue Jays win this game tonight and the Dodgers lose, it'll guarantee that the Dodgers will not win the World Series at Dodger Stadium, right? The only way the Dodgers will win the World Series at Dodger Stadium this year is if they would win all 3 games here at home, tied at 1. It's amazing, Scott, if you think how many times the Dodgers have been in the World Series since 1963, that they've never once won at Dodger Stadium since 1963.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You would think one of those times. How many World Series do they have? Quite a few. When you start to think about the back-to-back 70s there. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's crazy. It's the road. They won in the COVID year. It was a neutral field in Texas against Tampa Bay,
right?
Which was kind of strange, but it was what it was. But yeah, so they won the World Series in 19. They won in 55, 59, 63. So they won. They go to LA. They win at Dodger Stadium. They win in 63. They win in 65. Then it goes all the way from 65 to 1981. And they won in 1981 at Yankee Stadium. They won in 1988 at Oakland Stadium. They won in 2020 in Texas on a neutral field. 2024, they won last year at Yankee Stadium.
And most of those years were 2-2, 1-1-1. Whereas if it's 2-3-2, you kind of understand that. But with the 2-2, 1-1-1, you think that would be a little. And I'll tell you what,
bad at home over the years. They in the playoffs. Dodger Stadium hasn't been kind to them over the years in the playoffs. And they just haven't. And another thing is too, you saw, Scott, they're 1-12 in their last 13 game ones in the World Series now. Like they always dig themselves a hole.
Wow. You know, if you lose tonight, if you're laying a game and a half, you're going to be sweating. That's for sure. All right, more coming up.
The best part about it is that they're just going about handling their business. I was listening to Arvel Reese and his literally like 5-word sentences about himself and some of the things that Caleb has been talking about. The dudes are just so locked in here about just doing their job and not worrying about all of the other things and awards. They know all those happen when you go win and you win decisively.
The Bobby Carpenter Show, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to have bet tracking for the first time. If you have a FanDuel account, you'll be able to track your bet on the Prime Video games. And tonight, if you are part of the ESPN Mega Content Service, we understand from an organization called Antenna that 2 million people at least have the ESPN Mega Content or Limited service. You will be able to track your bets also on tonight's NBA coverage. So this is the beginning of a major new era for basketball on television.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Like Marchand said, they're all a bunch of dirtballs, so I fit in with them. You know what I mean? Remember, like, the Phillies baseball team, like, with Kroc and Dykstra and all those guys? Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dirtballs, right? And that's what the Panthers are. They're all the same. Like, they all like to drink. They're all tough. They're all dirty in the corner. You know what I mean? They'll all do whatever it takes to win, but that's why they've won 2 cups in a row.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
For him and Signetti are the most Spurrier-like personalities, Spurrier-like head coaches, and Signetti's locked up. And you know what? And Ole Miss could very well lock Lane Kiffin up, but he will always be a fighting under. At Ole Miss, you will always be a little bit of an underdog because of your playing. At Florida, you don't ever have to be an underdog because of their resources.
The Bowden Blitz, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Checking out a little World Series, little football, Monday Night Football, and everything else that's going on tonight. So, for who?
Kansas City.
Hopefully?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Got a big plan then with I did a rare thing tonight. Yeah, I really, I had to kind of settle up, if you will, put a little bit more money into the account tonight. So I said, I'm going to really do things smart. For the first time in 40 years of gambling, I'm going to do things smart, right? So I put in a 3-team 10-point tease using next Sunday's football games with tonight's
little head start.
Yeah, a little head start. So I put in Kansas City basically a pick 'em. So again, I don't normally do that, but tonight I want to play it smart. So I need them big tonight. Who scored? Don't tell me Hunt again.
It was Kareem Hunt again.
Look at that. This guy's unbelievable.
You can't make it. It was Kareem Hunt again.
And of all the players, Rashee Rice and Worthy and everything else, and it's they love this Kareem Hunt, man. It's amazing.
You know what, though? He caught a pass this time. So Mahomes was scrambling around looking for somebody, and Hunt was the open one in the end zone. So the Blue Jays, Hernandez is on first base right now, but there's one out. And here comes Shohei Ohtani. So, Scott, here it is. You got a 2-run game? Because the thing with Ohtani is, it's sort of all or nothing with him. So here we go. You have a chance to tie the baseball game, Shohei, right here. 2-run shot. That'd be, you want Hollywood? Here we go. Hit a 2-run home run.
Yeah. And the other thing, Gabe, is I know it's going to sound weird, but you only have a couple of more shots at Scherzer. He got 79 pitches. So this is
Scott,
probably his last
They're taking him out right now. They're taking him out. They just took Scherzer out. So Scherzer goes, and
it's a smart move.
And he didn't fight it because it was pretty animated. Scherzer got into it last game. He's intense, right?
Yeah. Against
Seattle, he didn't want to come out of the game. He was mad. And he wasn't they had a little discussion. I don't. Reading his lips, I got to see it again. But he almost said, "Yeah, I'm good." He gave him the ball, I'm not arguing, type thing. He gave him the ball, right? And he did his job. Scherzer did a nice job. So yeah, it looks like they're going to go lefty here. They always bring in Fluharty to face Ohtani.
Right.
So here we go, right? And this is why actually Toronto has home field advantage. Toronto finished with one more win on the season, guys, than the Dodgers did. And they played in Los Angeles this year. And the Dodgers took 2 or 3. The Dodgers took the Friday and the Saturday game. And on Sunday, Fluharty got Ohtani to pop out in a 1-run game type thing with the bases loaded. And that was the game. So that's the difference. So we'll see. Payback, here we go again. This could be it for Ohtani. But this is a massive at-bat here right now. How many times you figure Ohtani's going to bat? Maybe twice more? You know what I mean? Depends.
Maybe.
Maybe. After this at-bat, I'm saying. So let's, you know what I mean? Maybe he's got 2 more at-bats type thing. Let's call it safe. This at-bat and 1 more. Maybe another one if the Dodgers start to put some runs up on the board. But, yeah, this is a massive sequence coming up here in the World Series, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Scott, I'm sick of the numbers. I'm going to look it up. Do you know it? What is it, the Game 3? I'll get it right now. The Game 3 winner when it's tied at 1.
Tied at 1? Yeah, I don't have that one. I was going to say, this is the rare time where normally you want the starter out of there, you get into the bullpen. But with Scherzer, kind of like the other day, he pitched well. He didn't pitch great, by the way, the other day. But, 5 innings, 2 runs, kind of like this thing. 4 innings and 2 runs, and you kind of kick yourself man, the bullpen's been pretty good for Toronto, versus we should have really racked Scherzer out for a little bit more. 79 pitches, 2 home runs, 5 hits, 2 runs in 4 in the third. So his number, he went 13. I think his number was 11.5, if memory serves me right. So he went over his out props if he played that.
Oh, Scherzer did, yeah.
Yeah, barely, but he did. He went 4 innings. So Scherzer goes 4 1/3. Glasnow goes 4 2/3. Both starters out of the game in the 5th inning. All right.
You figure you figure there should be some runs in this game still coming.
You would think. Dodgers are still getting plus 146. I mean, it's 4-2 in the 5th inning. You got this inning, and you got a runner on base. You got the 6th, the 7th, the 8th. You got half the game. Even Dodgers plus 1.5 runs. You have to lay a little juice, minus 136. I don't think is a bad bet. but for some predisposition for the Dodgers. But even if I wasn't, I would still take a flyer on them. So, all right, let's see if we can get some runs out of L.A. We've got to take a quick little break, and let's see if we can get another touchdown out of Kansas City.
3-1
Washington
count.
happening. 3-1. Not bad. All right, in-game live continues.